It's a new day here in Phuket. I'm gonna go for a morning surf today. It's been a while since I had a morning surf because the conditions haven't really allowed it lately. So excited for a morning surf. Just gonna go have some breakfast first and then we'll drive to the beach. The conditions look nice and small today. There are a lot of closeouts, but I feel like there are often closeouts here, but it looks really nice and glassy other than that. So very excited. I'm gonna go for this board today. It's a 7.2. Not sure about the volume, but it's worked pretty well during the last couple of days or last couple of weeks that I've used it. So I'm gonna go for it again. Even if it's a small day, I think there are a few sets that this board would work with. So let's go for that one. Surf is done. I was really struggling for the first hour. I think mainly because I felt nervous and I felt pressured, like I pressured myself that I have to catch some waves today because I hired a drone videographer. So I was like going for waves that I would normally go for because I was like, I have to catch some waves. But then I tried to turn that off in my head and it went a bit better towards the end of the session. There were a lot of closeouts today. I feel like there are often closeouts here, unfortunately, but still super fun. The waves were so glassy. I mean, the conditions today were beautiful. Some days it's very gloomy here, some days it's like this, but yeah, it was magic, like beautiful waters today. Now I'm gonna head home, meet up with my mom, and we're gonna go up north to another place in Phuket where you can surf. It's not the most well-known or like super surfy place, but I just want to see if it's nice or not. If I would ever come back to Phuket, then maybe I would want to stay there instead. We've now made it north of Phuket, so we're not in Phuket anymore. It's like a bit outside of Phuket, so we drove over a bridge and we're at a resort called the Tale Resort. So I'm renting a board here today and I'm gonna do a little sunset surf, and the surroundings here are just so beautiful. I just finished my surf. There wasn't much of a surf, to be honest. I didn't catch any waves. They were breaking way too close to shore, and I was surfing on the wrong tide. Firstly, they told me to come here during low tide, but I didn't have the time to get here when it was low tide. But also the surf season is kind of ending now. It's December now. The owner told me that the best time to come here if you want to surf is end of April and May, or October and November. But you can message them just to be sure. I mean, every year the season is a little bit different, I think. So yeah, message them if you want to come here and be sure that the conditions are good. Sailing race going on here today, and I heard that the King and Queen of Thailand are staying pretty close to us, and they're here to watch the race, and it's also in honor of the King's 60th birthday. And as I was walking down to the beach, I saw two cars getting escorted by police cars, and there were a bunch of people looking and waving. So I don't know, did I just see the King and Queen of Thailand? Really interesting morning. The place I usually rent from are not here. There are no boards. Guess I will have to go somewhere else now. Today wasn't really the easiest day to surf because it's just closing out a lot today. I mean, it closes out here quite often, but today was a bit extreme. Like everything was just closing out. So I did catch a few green waves, but then I just decided to go to the inside a bit and practice in the white water. And I was practicing my feet positioning because my feet positioning is a bit wrong. I'm having some issues with correcting it. So yeah, as you can see in this video, I'm trying to check if the feet are positioned correctly or not. And yeah, that was what I was practicing today. Now I'm gonna head back to the hotel, have something to eat, and just chill a bit. It's now 6 o'clock in the evening. My mom just left to the airport. It was her last day here, and I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm gonna fly to Sri Lanka, so I'm all on my own again. Strange saying goodbye to my mom because we've been traveling together for 7 weeks. It's gonna be a bit strange traveling alone again, but I've had a really good time traveling with her, so yeah, I'm gonna miss her. I thought I would just end this vlog with going through a little bit what I think about the surfing in Phuket and if I think it's worth coming here for the surf. I have a little cheat sheet where I've written everything down because I don't want to miss anything important. During this month we have been staying in a place called Kata. I have been surfing at a beach called Kata Beach, so it's been like a 10-minute walk for me to go there every morning. I have visited a few other beaches as well, but I feel like Kata Beach is the beach that has the most consistency in terms of waves, at least when I have been here during November. And there are plenty of board rentals there. Not all of them have exactly the boards that I was personally looking for, but they do have a lot of soft top boards and they do have some different hard top boards as well. But they just have the most variety when it comes to board at Kata Beach compared to other beaches, and I feel like the safety is better there. Like there are lifeguards, so you have someone who is watching you and can see you if you need help, and there's always a lot of people there, so you can get help if you get in any trouble. So I just feel that from a safety aspect as a beginner, it's probably one of the best places or the best place to surf in Phuket. I even took my brother and his girlfriend for a lesson there, so we did a lesson together, a group lesson. So it was a birthday present that I gave to my brother, and yeah, they both did really great. I was very impressed. I did go to a couple of other beaches as well one day just to check them out and see if there were any waves there and what they looked like. I just found Kata Beach to be the best one for beginners due to the rental infrastructure, surf lessons that you can take there, more consistency when it comes to waves. So yeah, that's the beach I would recommend if you're a beginner. I would say during the month that I've been here in November, the conditions have varied a lot. Like the forecast could not be trusted at all. Some days it would say 0 to 1 feet and it was not 0 to 1 feet. Some days it was really big there, in my opinion, and some days it was quite tiny. Very different conditions from day to day. I also heard from someone who has lived here for a couple of years that the surf season every year is quite different. Like some years the surf is good, other years the surf is not as good. So the quality of the surf can vary a bit from year to year as well. So not every year guarantees great waves. The surf season is around May to October, and that's also when the rainy season is. I have been here during the whole month of November, and that is really the end of surf season as I've understood it. There have been waves every day, some days big, some days small, but I don't know if it's guaranteed every year. Those that I have talked to said that there is usually some swell in November every year, but it might be small. And I think after November, maybe December, I'm not sure, but I think that it becomes pretty flat. So that's when sort of surf season ends and the sun comes out. Snorkeling season kind of starts instead. What I liked about being here in November is that it's the start of dry season. So rainy season kind of ends in November, and there were still some waves, at least when I was here. Don't know if it's guaranteed every year, like I said, but this November there were waves, maybe just not the best waves. I was told that the waves during the actual surf season before November are a bit better. I didn't get the best waves, they were mostly closeouts, but there were waves at least. So I've now come from Bali, Siargao, Lombok, where the waves are pretty perfect, long, mellow, and it hasn't really been like that here. It's been quite short rides, closeouts, at least when I've been here in November, so it doesn't really compare, but I've still had a lot of really fun sessions here anyways. And also it didn't really matter to me that there were a lot of closeouts during this month, because what I needed to practice in this stage of my surfing journey was to become more independent and go out and surf by myself and catch my own waves. And even if the wave closes out, you can still catch it, and then you just paddle out and take the next closeout wave. Like I didn't necessarily need to practice riding the wave, or that wasn't my main thing that I wanted to practice this month. I wanted to practice starting to catch my own waves and become independent in my surfing. And this is really where I did become independent in my surfing. So this is the first month during my 6-month surf trip that I have surfed alone every day in all kinds of conditions, paddling out even when it's a little bit bigger, and I've just been sitting in the lineup to try to build some confidence. And I really do feel like I built the confidence to be able to go out on my own now and catch my own waves consistently. I was catching waves every session that I went out, and I was surfing almost every day, so I'm super happy about that. Obviously I wouldn't go out if the conditions were way too big for me, but yeah, I did go out some days where I was a little bit nervous, but I felt like I can handle it. The beach is big, so there is a lot of space to surf. I mean, not super many other surfers, some, but not super crowded as in some very popular surf destinations, but there are a lot of swimmers here. So it's the swimmers you need to watch out for. They are a bit everywhere and they move around, and they for some reason love to sit in front of you and watch you, but that makes it a bit difficult to go for the waves because you obviously don't want to crash into them. So that's something I've had to practice a bit, to like watch out for the crowds and the swimmers in front of me. When it comes to Kata as a town, so where we have been staying, this town is very touristy, kind of like souvenir shop vibes, not these cozy island vibes that I personally usually prefer. There's also not a strong surf community. I mean, there is a small surf community. If you want to meet other surfers, you can go to a shop called Surf Step and have a coffee there, chat a bit with the people who work there, and just start talking to some surfers in the water if you want to make some friends who also surf. But it's maybe not your typical surf destination and strong big surf community where all surf tourists come and surf. I met some nice people here in the water that I would talk to every now and then, but I was here with my family, so I didn't really make strong connections because I was traveling with family. What is nice about staying in Kata is that there are a lot of nice islands nearby that you can go to. So we did a couple of day trips to beautiful islands. So that I loved. And then there are also nearby cities that you can go to. You can go to Phuket Old Town. We went to a mall one day and just went for some shopping, and we went to the cinema. So there is a lot to explore around Kata. I would go to Kata not mainly for the surf, but rather for the island tours, and then I see the surfing as a bonus. I think it was nice to go here with family, but as a solo traveler I would not go here again. But maybe I just didn't find my community or a community because I wasn't staying on hostels and I was mostly spending time with my family. So maybe there are more communities that I don't know about. If I do go to Thailand again, then I would go a bit north of Phuket, so not the Phuket island, but a bit north, and stay where I was yesterday for maybe 1 or 2 weeks. Probably then in end of April, May, or October, November, when they said surf season is best over there. There are a couple of other resorts around there as well that you can stay at. The vibes are very quiet, calm, lots of nature. I don't think there was really a town, I'm not sure, not that we saw at least. Not many restaurants either, just a lot of nature, beautiful beaches, calm, quiet vibes. You can go for a surf and then you can go have a coffee and just relax, go pet the cute little dogs on the beach. I think it's just good to message them first to be sure that there are waves, and make sure you come during the right season and month if you want to for sure score some waves. Another place that I went to on a day trip, which is a bit north of Kata, I think it was like 1 hour from Kata, is Bang Tao. So that was also a bit of a calmer area. There is a beach that is called Bang Tao Beach where you can surf as well. The surf did not look as good as at Kata Beach when I went there. I saw one person surfing, but the waves were super small, very mellow. So maybe you need to be there during surf season or wet season if you want to score some waves over there. But the town looked quite cozy and more calm, not as touristy as Kata. So my verdict, if I think it's worth going to Phuket to surf or not, is that if you don't mind the rain and surfing is important to you, then go during rainy season or surf season, so around May to October. But if the sun is important to you and you're okay with jinxing it a little bit with the surf, then maybe go in November, which is start of dry season, or like end of April, which I think is end of rainy season, maybe even early May. Then the chances of sun are a bit higher and the chances of catching some surf is still there, but neither is guaranteed. I mean, we were here in November, we had 2 weeks of rain, which is quite uncommon for November, so it was a very extreme year, unfortunately, but it can happen. But if you do want a bigger chance of waves, just go during rainy season, during the surf season. I would also double check the current conditions before you go, just to be sure that the conditions are good. Like I said before, they can vary a bit from year to year. You can message surf schools or surf resorts and ask them what the conditions are like and if they have any recommendations for you. That's exactly what I did. And I also messaged a girl who is a YouTuber who lives here and makes surf videos about Phuket, and they both said that normally there are some small waves in November. Not guaranteed, but usually there are some small waves. So I messaged them before I came here to double check. Okay, that's it. I think that's all I wanted to share about what I think about the surf here and my recommendations. This is my last night in Phuket. I had my last surf here in Phuket this morning, and I've had a really good month here with family. It's been so nice to see my brother, his girlfriend, my cousin, my mom, who have been here and spent time with me. Yeah, it's been really great to be with family for a while, and now I'm continuing this trip solo. Excited about that as well. So tomorrow I'm going to the airport and I'm flying to Sri Lanka, which is gonna be my next destination, and I'm not sure how long I'm going to stay there. We'll see. Depends on how I like it. So in the next vlog I will see you in Sri Lanka.